Unraveling the legal implications of manipulation in criminal investigations. In the complex arena of criminal investigations, the pursuit of truth and justice is intricately intertwined with the protection of individual rights and ethical standards. However, the insidious practice of manipulation in investigations has cast a shadow over these principles, raising profound legal and moral concerns. This exhaustive exploration delves into the specific legal protections that are at risk, the impact of manipulative tactics on due process rights, and the far-reaching consequences of manipulation in criminal investigations. As we scrutinize these critical aspects, a clear understanding of the legal implications and ethical imperatives emerges, underscoring the imperative of upholding justice with integrity and respect for fundamental rights. The erosion of legal protections. Central to the implications of manipulation in criminal investigations is the erosion of legal protections designed to safeguard individuals from coercion and abuse of power. When investigative authorities resort to manipulative tactics, foundational rights enshrined in the legal framework are jeopardized. Prominent among these protections are the constitutional safeguards that underpin the justice system, including the right against self-incrimination, the right to due process, and the right to legal counsel. The right against self-incrimination, a cornerstone of the Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution, shields individuals from being compelled to be a witness against themselves. Yet, manipulation in the form of suggestive questioning, implied threats, or psychological pressure can effectively compel individuals to incriminate themselves, circumventing this vital legal protection. Similarly, the right to due process, enshrined in both the Fifth and 14th Amendments, ensures that individuals are afforded fair treatment under the law, including the right to a fair trial, presumption of innocence, and access to legal representation. However, manipulative tactics that undermine the voluntariness of statements or evidence compromise the integrity of due process, infringing upon the fundamental right to a fair and impartial legal process. The erosion of these protections not only jeopardizes the individual rights of those under investigation, but also undermines the bedrock principles of justice and the rule of law. Consequently, the legal fabric upon which the criminal justice system rests is frayed, imperiling the legitimacy and fairness of investigative proceedings. Impeding due process, the impact of manipulation. The impact of manipulation on due process rights reverberates throughout the criminal justice landscape, casting a dark shadow on the pursuit of justice. Due process, a fundamental tenet of the legal system, encompasses the procedural safeguards and substantive fairness that underpin the administration of justice. However, manipulative tactics employed in the course of investigations can significantly impede the realization of due process, leading to a myriad of detrimental outcomes. One of the most pernicious effects of manipulation on due process is the distortion of evidence and statements obtained through coercive means. When individuals are subjected to suggestive questioning, implied threats, or psychological pressure, the resulting admissions or confessions may be tainted, rendering the evidence unreliable and compromising the integrity of the investigation. Moreover, manipulation in investigations can distort the truth-seeking process, obscuring essential facts and undermining the quest for an accurate and just resolution. By coercing individuals into false admissions or confessions, investigative authorities subvert the foundational goal of uncovering the truth, instead propagating a narrative shaped by coercion rather than veracity. The ramifications of manipulative tactics extend beyond the immediate impact on due process, permeating the broader landscape of the legal system. Wrongful convictions, miscarriages of justice, and the erosion of public trust in the fairness of the legal process are among the dire consequences wrought by manipulation's assault on due process rights. Consequences of manipulation: unraveling the fabric of justice. The consequences of manipulation in criminal investigations are profound, casting a long and dark shadow over the integrity of the justice system. At the core of these consequences lies the erosion of trust in the reliability and fairness of the legal process, undermining the bedrock principles of justice and equality before the law. One of the most harrowing consequences of manipulation is the potential for wrongful convictions and the miscarriage of justice. When manipulative tactics lead individuals to make false admissions or confessions, the resulting evidence may form the basis of wrongful convictions, with individuals facing severe repercussions for crimes they did not commit. Such miscarriages of justice not only devastate the lives of the wrongfully convicted, but also inflict lasting damage on the credibility and legitimacy of the justice system. Furthermore, manipulation in investigations can perpetuate cycles of trauma, victimization, and injustice, particularly for vulnerable individuals facing financial and emotional hardships. Rather than serving as guardians of justice, investigative authorities risk becoming conduits of coercion, exacerbating the suffering of those already grappling with adversity. In addition to the acute human costs, the consequences of manipulation extend to the broader societal fabric, fostering a climate of distrust and cynicism towards law enforcement and the legal system. The erosion of public confidence in the fairness and impartiality of investigations undermines the foundational pillars of a just society. Such erosion corrodes the very essence of a democratic legal system, sowing seeds of doubt and disillusionment among the populace. The erosion of public trust in law enforcement agencies and the legal process not only weakens the effectiveness of criminal investigations, but also casts a pall over the bedrock principles of fairness, accountability, and the rule of law. The consequences of manipulation in investigations are multidimensional, seeping into the core of societal well-being. The impact is not confined to individual cases, but permeates the broader fabric of communities, exacerbating social divisions and perpetuating injustices. Vulnerable and marginalized populations, already disenfranchised by systemic inequalities, bear the brunt of the ramifications, facing heightened risks of coerced confessions, wrongful convictions, and a profound disillusionment with the very institutions meant to protect and serve. Addressing the consequences of manipulation in investigations necessitates a holistic approach that amalgamates legal reforms, ethical imperatives, and institutional accountability. Rigorous oversight, transparency, and adherence to ethical interrogation practices can serve as bulwarks against the encroachment of manipulation within investigative processes. Additionally, fostering a culture of empathy, integrity, and respect for individual rights within law enforcement agencies is essential to counteract the corrosive effects of coercion and manipulation. In tandem with preventive measures, restorative justice mechanisms must be employed to redress the harm inflicted by manipulative tactics. Efforts to exonerate wrongfully convicted individuals, provide reparations for miscarriages of justice, and instate systemic reforms to fortify the safeguards against manipulation are imperative steps toward rectifying the enduring impact of coercive investigative practices. Ultimately, the consequences of manipulation in criminal investigations transcend the confines of legal doctrines and procedural norms, permeating the moral and ethical fabric of society. The pursuit of justice demands an unwavering commitment to mitigating the human costs of manipulative tactics and upholding the principles of fairness, equity, and respect for fundamental rights. Only through a concerted dedication to eradicating manipulation, fostering trust in the legal system, and championing the rights of all individuals can the profound consequences of coercive investigative practices be ameliorated. In the crucible of confronting the consequences of manipulation in investigations, the imperative of fortifying the ethical and legal underpinnings of the justice system comes to the fore. It is incumbent upon legal authorities, policymakers, and society as a whole to confront the enduring legacy of coercion and manipulation, ushering in an era where the pursuit of justice is indelibly intertwined with the preservation of fundamental rights and the preservation of human dignity. In this collective endeavor, the true essence of justice, fairness, and integrity within the legal system can be upheld, guiding society toward a future where the scourge of manipulation is supplanted by a steadfast commitment to truth, equity, and the sanctity of individual rights. The erosion of public trust in the fairness and integrity of criminal investigations undermines the legitimacy of law enforcement agencies and the legal system as a whole. When individuals perceive that coercion, manipulation, and abuse of power are pervasive within investigative practices, the moral authority of the justice system is profoundly undermined, posing a threat to the very fabric of a just and democratic society. Furthermore, the ramifications of manipulation extend beyond individual cases, reverberating through the legal landscape and contributing to systemic injustices. The prevalence of coerced evidence and false confessions resulting from manipulative tactics compounds the broader issue of wrongful convictions, perpetuating systemic flaws and reinforcing inequalities within the justice system. The consequences of manipulation in criminal investigations are not limited to the present moment, but have enduring and far-reaching impacts on individuals, communities, and the foundational principles of justice. As such, the imperative of addressing and mitigating the consequences of manipulative tactics is paramount, safeguarding the rights of individuals and the integrity of the legal process. In conclusion, the legal implications of manipulation in criminal investigations are manifold, posing a direct threat to the foundational rights enshrined in the legal framework, obstructing the realization of due process, and engendering far-reaching consequences that permeate the justice system. A concerted commitment to upholding ethical standards, respecting fundamental rights, and fostering a culture of integrity within investigative practices is essential to mitigate the risks associated with manipulation and restore the principles of fairness and justice at the heart of the legal system. By confronting the challenges posed by manipulation in criminal investigations with unwavering dedication to the values of truth, fairness, and respect for individual rights, the path toward a more just and equitable society can be illuminated. As society grapples with the complex interplay of investigative practices and individual rights, the imperative of confronting manipulation in criminal investigations demands unwavering attention and proactive measures to safeguard justice, fairness, and integrity within the legal framework. Only through a steadfast commitment to upholding ethical principles and protecting the rights of all individuals involved can the specter of manipulation be dispelled, paving the way for a legal landscape characterized by truth, fairness, and respect for fundamental rights. This article was converted for free by the courtesy of Audio Read. If you enjoy the service, please consider upgrading your plan to listen to up to 500,000 words per article. Simply go to audioread.com/ad and you'll see the upgrade option. Your support helps us keep making the service better. Thank you.